Hey y'all, welcome back to Pure South Pastures. Hope the wind isn't too much for this little intro, but today I'm moving the cows here. I'll show you kind of what they're grazing on. And then the rest of the day, we're gonna be building fence. We're doing an offset fence for the sheep so that we can move them correctly. Currently, I haven't been able to move them in the way that I want to, partly because of my dog and partly because I didn't have the fence infrastructure in place to be able to control them with electric. So we're gonna give it a try on this one-strand offset. I've done it some other places and it's worked flawlessly so far, but I've not done it in a large amount as far as like on a large acreage. So we're gonna run one rental farm with this one wire offset of a barbed wire fence. So if you've got a 4-5 strand barbed wire fence and you're trying to control animals on it, you can do an offset with one wire, do it really cheap, and then, you know, because it's a rental property, if worse comes to worse and you lose that property, then you can take it up and take it with you when you're done. So it's pretty simple, pretty quick, efficient, and economical. So if we can control the sheep with this one wire, then hopefully that'll be something that'll be maybe helpful to you as well. So we'll be building that today, and I'll show you how we're doing that. So cows are down here in this bottom, and you can see there's quite a bit of fescue, green stuff. There's a whole bunch of hairy vetch in here, which is high in protein, legume. So that's where they're getting the protein currently, and they'll wipe out the green that's in here and eat some of the brown along with it. So I'm currently not supplementing any protein with them, and they're I don't know, they're starting to pick up a little bit. I've been concerned because it's just been so stinking dry, and the grass growth for the warm temps we've had, it has really stalled out. But yesterday we got close to 3/10, which isn't what we need. It's not all that we need, but it sure did help. And I mean, I can just tell this morning the ground is spongy, and just from a little bit of rain, it just seems like everything's fresh. So thankful for that. Supposed to be getting some rain late next week. Maybe looks like up to maybe a couple of inches, which would, man, that would set us on the right path. So praying for rain. Normally in Arkansas, that's not an issue in early spring. Normally we're overrun with rain, but cows are doing pretty good. I feel like they're picking up, moving forward with this little bit of spring grass we've got, and they're happy to be moved in here today to get on some of this green. They kind of wiped out the paddock they were in back there, and I'll follow behind them just for regrowth, so all of this broom sedge doesn't shade out regrowth. I'll follow behind them and clip this stuff, as I've done way over there, you can see, but I got a pretty good patch here behind them I need to go ahead and hit now. Sorry about the wind. Wind is tough today, but I just wanted you to see what the spring is looking like, how we're picking up. This is Maggie. It's Scout, my son's new lab puppy. So she's doing really good. She's out here with us today. This is the fencing project I was talking about this morning, and you can see this 4-strand barbed wire, and obviously the sheep are going through it. They just walk through it and they catch their hair on it. So we're coming back with these. I bought some of these used fiberglass T-posts. They're not the timeless, they're fiberglass. I don't even know if they're even made anymore. A bunch of them were busted, but I got them on Marketplace really cheap, and they drove really well today. Even some of the ones that were splintered drove well. And so you can see this offset wire that we run. We've taken it all the way down to the end. We've tightened it up, and Scout's actually putting the pins on right now, the clips. So we're going every other fence post, or every other spacing, and we've put these other posts in where there's trees. I have cleared off the fence row, but where there are trees that were growing up in the fence, I just left those there, and I'm using just these screw-in insulators, and we'll go down through there and have this offset. So we're offset, you know, by the time we pull it in here offset about a foot. And really what I'm trying to do is get it in between this first and second wire. And I've done this up on the front. That's a real clear fence up there. It's real clean. There's not any brush in it. And so having done it up there, I know that it seems to work. So I feel good about it being back here. Currently, you can see the sheep are, get over here where I can zoom in. They're feeding down in this bottom down over here. And they can go and come and go pretty much as they want because they can go through these fences. But once we get this here, there has been no electric fence on this farm. This is a rental farm. So now we'll be able to hook on with our portable reels, and we'll be able to control what paddock, which one of these pastures that they're in. So we're gonna do the same thing eventually up this other side over here. And then the big field out there, it's out on the highway. It's long. We got to put 2 wires on the back side of it to keep everything out of the woods. We've never grazed that field over there with cattle or sheep. And so over there, we're gonna have to fence in the backside, and then there's barbed wire up on the highway. We'll have to do what we're doing right here up there. So I'm gonna run out of these fence posts. So I don't know, I haven't decided yet what option I'm going with for a economical, rental property, probably not super permanent option. And so I don't know, I might try to find some fiberglass posts. I've been thinking about buying some sucker rods, some fiberglass sucker rod, and cutting it. If any of you have ever done that, if that's more of a pain than I want to get into, give me some feedback on that. So I don't know, I think we're gonna straighten this one right here. But anyway, that's what we're doing. You can see we've cleared the fence row first, stretched it. It's got the strainer up there, it's tightened up. So now we're gonna just finish this up and we'll have some power. Actually, before I started this, there was an electric on the back side back here. So we're feeding off of the main farm over here, and the line that runs along this fence down here, I just did that yesterday. And so we'll go through the fence with some insulated wire so it doesn't arc off of that. And we'll tie into hot wire there. And so then this farm now will be, from now on, we'll have some power to it. So I'm excited about that. So we got it done. You can see, I don't know if I showed that T-post very well earlier. These fiberglass posts. I don't know if anybody's ever seen those before. I really do think they're older, and I haven't seen them for sale anywhere. But I got the whole lot of them for like 30 bucks. So that works out pretty good when you can find a deal like that. But anyway, this was one of the major crossings right here. I've got to tighten up that barbed wire now. I've got this controlled. We're gonna test it and see what we're running here. Seven. Yeah, 7. Let's have a spot somewhere on the back farm back there that's dragging it down a little bit. Anyway, it's hot enough to keep them from going through it, I believe. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for me today. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate you coming along. And if you have any feedback, any comments, any thoughts, if you've done the offset wire for sheep or goats, if this works really well, I may contemplate throwing in a few goats with our sheep just to maybe get some use out of some of the browse on the fence lines and stuff. So anyway, if you had experience with the sucker rod, if you've cut those and can give me any pointers on that, feel free to chime in. I appreciate you watching. God bless you. We'll see you on the next one.